All right, what is up, guys? So, we are going to be going over the best meals for fat loss to help you lose 20 pounds in the next 90 days. So, what makes a good meal for fat loss? So, number one, it needs to fit our calorie budget, it needs to be filling, it needs to have high protein, and we need to make sure that it satisfies any cravings and is delicious. So, satisfies cravings, delicious, high protein, low calorie. So, let's start with breakfast. Okay, so a good breakfast would be, for example, some eggs and fruit. This is super, super solid, very filling, high protein, high fats. It's going to be satiating and it's going to give you it's going to keep you full. So obviously, it really comes down to the way you make it, right? Cook the eggs with a bit of butter, not a whole lot, but a little bit. Crack those eggs in the pan, and then you could add some good seasonings on top. I literally add this thing. It's called garlic butter seasoning. You can just get it at the grocery store, put it on top, and then that's super solid. Then take it out, some ketchup. You could add some cheese. That is money. That's great. And then a piece of fruit on the side, like some frozen blueberries or an apple. Amazing. Another great one is a Greek yogurt bowl. So a cup of Greek yogurt, a scoop of protein powder, mix that up, and then some frozen blueberries, maybe some PP2, like peanut powder, peanut butter with a bit of almond milk, and then you mix that up, and then you just drizzle it on top, and then that's gonna be super, super delicious as well. So that's another great breakfast, and that can have 50 grams of protein, super low calorie, very, very filling. So that's another great one. And then another great breakfast. I just made this today. I'll see if I can put it on screen right now because it was amazing. But literally, wait, let me find a better picture. Hold on. Let me find a better picture. So this is literally 50 grams of oats and then a cup of, or like half a cup of almond milk. I put that in the fridge overnight with a bit of cinnamon on top. Then I take it out in the morning. I put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, cover it with 100 grams of frozen blueberries, a sweetener packet, more cinnamon, a bit of salt. It brings out the sweetness. And then half a scoop of protein powder. Mix that in before you add anything else. So right out the microwave and the protein powder. And then you get your PB2 or powdered peanut butter, or you could just use regular peanut butter as well. That's cool. Powdered peanut butter, a bit of almond milk, mix it up, and then you kind of drizzle it on top. That makes it super, super delicious as well. So those would be the three go-to breakfasts. Then what should we have for? So when it comes to lunch, all right, lunch, we need to make it super simple. And obviously, lunch and dinner are pretty similar meals. So we want to make sure that it's a big protein source with veggies and a carb. So obviously, right out when you hear that, it sounds super, super boring. Okay, protein, veggies, carbs, that doesn't sound exciting, but we want to make it exciting. So think about meals that you would like to eat at a restaurant. For example, maybe you get a delicious, say, chicken pasta. That would be with like some cheese. Like that would be a great meal. So how can we recreate that in a very easy, simple way and make it high protein and low calorie? So for example, that means just getting protein pasta, maybe some rotisserie chicken or you can marinate your own chicken to the way you want it, and then mixing that and making a sauce. Searching up ChatGPT, how do I make this low calorie sauce? And then boom, you will get a solid meal, and then you just mix it up. That's an option. Some other super easy options are literally just say get a rotisserie chicken, microwave some potatoes or microwave some minute rice, and then microwave some frozen veggies, put that in a bowl, and then cover it with a really, really good sauce. Now, not a super high calorie sauce, but a low calorie sauce. I am pretty basic, so I can eat sugar free ketchup. That's cool. But if you want other sauces, you could have, low calorie teriyaki sauce, low calorie barbecue sauce, and you could just douse it, and that would be super, super solid. And of course, if you want to cook the better you marinate your foods, the better obviously it's going to taste. And when you use low calorie seasonings like salt, pepper, oregano, chili, 0 calorie hot sauce, and things of that nature, basically all spices have 0 calories. So if you just spam them, they'll be super, super, super good. So that would be a great way. And then we could do the same structure as lunch as we want to do it for dinner. So, some great meals you can make, say like a like a burrito bowl, cook up some ground beef, cook up you could have like half rice, half lettuce. You can kind of pretend that you're at Chipotle just because it kind of makes it more exciting. Some ground beef, lean ground beef. You could have ground turkey, ground chicken if you want that instead, but lean ground beef probably tastes the best for this. Then, half the bowl or half the plate is going to be like shredded lettuce, and then some rice, and then you got some salsa, some cheese. You can even add some beans if you want to do that, and that would make a homemade Chipotle bowl, which would be super, super good. You could also make that into a burrito. So instead of the rice, you would just put all that in a burrito, and then you're basically eating a burrito, and that would be super, super solid for fat loss as well. So now we got what are some good high protein snacks? So I think the best high protein snack has got to be making your own Biscoff protein ice cream. Biscoff protein ice cream. So how you want to do this is get a cup of Greek yogurt. I'd say get 125 grams to a cup of Greek yogurt, depending on how many calories you have, a scoop of protein powder or half a scoop, and then crushing off a Biscoff biscuit, one Biscoff biscuit, put that in the freezer for 30 minutes to 45 minutes, take it out, put another little Biscoff biscuit on top, and Biscoff biscuit on top, and then drizzle with sugar-free maple syrup, and that is amazing. So I got other couple questions. So just I'll answer this. Can I eat rice and still lose fat? Yes. So yeah, rice is not the enemy. No food is the enemy. A cup of cooked rice is around 200 calories. That's the same calories as a protein bar. Obviously, more carbs, less protein. But pair it with a protein source like some chicken, some ground beef. Boom, that's 500 calories. Pretty solid, high protein. It's not usually the rice that's the problem. It's just way too much of it. All right. And what are some foods I should avoid if I'm trying to lose fat? That's another question I got. So there are no foods that are off limits when it comes to fat loss. But I would say the biggest one would be liquid calories. Because if you drink, say, a cup of orange juice or a can of Coke, that could be up to 200 calories, and it's not going to fill you up at all, and it's just going to give you a bunch of sugar. And what you could just do instead is drink the 0 calorie version, like 0 calorie juice, or actually have a real orange and like a Diet Coke. And then you get 0 calories for the exact same taste. And instead of having those 200 calories gone from just drinking liquid calories, you could just put that towards more whole foods. Like that's a whole nother chicken breast. That's a whole nother like bag of popcorn. That's a whole nother 2 pieces of apples, right? It's a huge bowl of fruit. And instead just drink a bunch of water. And that way you get the calories, you get the big pieces of like whole foods that you can fit in, like chicken, fruit, orange, whatever, and you get the diet calorie drink. So you can literally get all three. What's a good meal I can make if I have no time? So I got you ground beef and rice. So this is how we want to do it. So literally, this is when you need to buy like things that take really not a long time to cook up. So say number one, I would say go to Costco and get these sirloin steak strip bites, and they're already frozen, but they're pre-cooked. So all you need to do is put them in the oven. I think you can microwave them, but I don't know if you want to do that. It might make it not taste as good. And then get some minute rice, microwave that, and then boom, in like 10 minutes, you got multiple meals done because you can literally cook up like a bunch of pieces of the rice, or a bunch of things of the rice, a bunch of things of the steak, and then you are good. So, guys, those are the best meals for fat loss. So, appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.